there's a feeling that happens to a teacher, and unless you've taught, you won't know. You can hurt. You can be upset. The world is, to you. You walk into the classroom, you close that door, and you're in a different world. It's them and you. And that's what it's all about. Close that door, and you say, hi, and they go, hi, and next 3 hours, leave me alone. There's nothing more exciting than being in the retail business, because no day is exactly the same as the day before. I tell my students this. I said, if you really want to make sure that you want to go into retailing, that you want to be a buyer or a merchandise manager or a planner, go into different stores. Go into Lord & Taylor's, go into Macy's, go into Bloomingdale's, go into Saks Fifth Avenue, and just go and stand in the middle of the main floor and listen. And each store has a beat all its own. Now, you may be standing there and that beat's going like this, and you say to yourself, I don't want to work here. But then again, there'll be some stores have a beat like, you don't want to work there either. Back in the 70s and even the 80s, the fashion business was not full of diversity. The fashion business was a white person's business. We still had lots of immigrants, but, they just kept to themselves and did not become part of the educational part of this. And I'm very happy today that we have such diversity in our student clubs. We have one called BRAG, that stands for Black Retailers Action Group. And our students are holding vice presidential, presidential, top jobs in the industry today, to the point that when they give their annual dinner, it's covered in all the newspapers in the city of New York. We have an Indian club. We have a Latino club. It is just a different view here now for us, and I think it's so exciting for the students to be able to see what they used to think was a stranger and they did not want much with, all working together and learning together and going out into the market and working together. And I think the last 5 years has been marvelous in that direction. Starting back in '80, the school became very aware of the fact that this is a one world, not a one country business. And as I say, Arthur Price and a few other faculty members from design and production and myself used to travel every year around the world. We went to India, you name it, and we went. To talk to the governments of those countries about educating people for our industry, because our industry was beginning to do more business over there, but the help wasn't trained correctly and so on. And it became, as I say, very successful. We trained them very well. However, at the same time, we realized that it is as important for our students to go overseas and spend 6 months or a year in these different countries and learning what goes on in their countries, in our industry. But more importantly, are there differences? And there are differences between people. But when you live among people is when you really get to know them and they get to know you. So today, we send students, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colleges around the world where they spend either a semester or a year or 2 years. And it's working out very, very well. And of course, we are getting students from all over the world. We have a huge amount of Asian students. We're beginning to get more and more South American students. And that's wonderful, because that's how they get to know one another and not just read terrible headlines. My hat's off to FIT.